गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंग, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंग। तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे, जय 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 हे।
Please take your seats. To begin with the proceedings, I would request Honorable President of India, Shri.Pranab Mukherjee, Union Minister of State for Finance, respected Shri Namo Narayan Meena, Minister of Social Justice and Guardian Minister of Nagpur, Government of Maharashtra, respected Shri Shivaji Rao Moghe, Revenue Secretary, Government of India, respected Shri Sumit Bose, Member Personnel and Vigilance, Central Board of Direct Taxes, respected Ms. Deepa Krishan, to proceed to light the ceremonial lamp to signify the commencement of the valediction ceremony. Deeparadhana, or lighting the lamp, is an integral part of Indian culture and tradition. The standing diya symbolizes the divine energy which can dispel the darkness of ignorance and lead us to the brightness of knowledge. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Lead us from the unreality of transitory existence to the reality of self. Lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of spiritual knowledge. Lead us from the fear of death to the knowledge of immortality. Peace, peace, peace. We shall now have the Academy Choir of the 66th batch presenting the Academy song.
जय जन जीवन भाग्य विधाता, जय जन मंगल जय जन त्राता। नगर नगर में नूतन स्वर हो, जन मंगल आदर्श मुखर हो धन जन का समयक वितरण, हो धन जन का समयक वितरण। कृष्णाक्षुधा निवारण कारण, अमर रहे विद्यालय का स्वर। हो जन जीवन एक सूत्रता, जय जन मंगल जय जन त्राता। श्रम सीकरमय दृष्टि हमारी, नव विकासमय दृष्टि हमारी। व्यक्ति ग्राम हित, ग्राम राष्ट्र हित, व्यक्ति ग्राम हित, ग्राम राष्ट्र हित। जन मंगल हित जीवन अर्पित, नूतन सृजन लक्ष्य हमारा। बहुजन हित हम कर आहरता। जय जन मंगल जय जन त्राता, जय जन जीवन भाग्य विधाता। जय जन मंगल जय जन त्राता, जय जन त्राता, जय जन त्राता।
Thank you. I would now like to request Director General Training, National Academy of Direct Taxes, Shri Ujjwal Chaudhary, to deliver the welcome address.
Honorable President of India, Shri.Pranab Mukherjee, Union Minister of State for Finance, Shri Namo Narayan Meena ji, Minister, Government of Maharashtra, Shri Shivaji Rao Moge, Revenue Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Shri Sumit Bose, Member, Personnel and Vigilance, the Central Board of Direct Taxes, Srimati Deepa Krishnan, respected dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It is a singular honor for the National Academy of Direct Taxes and the officers trainees to have the gracious presence of the Honorable President of India, Shri.Pranab Mukherjee, today on the occasion of the valedictory ceremony of the 65th batch of the Indian Revenue Service. These officer trainees have now completed their 16-month-long induction training program and would now be joining their respective postings in the field. To have the eminent presence of the head of the state on this solemn occasion is going to be a constant source of inspiration to these young officers. I would add that your earlier visits to these premises have been landmarks in the manner the Academy has evolved over the years. Training of the new entrants of the department aims to develop them into professional, impartial and efficient civil servants who are responsive to the needs of citizens. Equally important is the fact that the individual officers are to be looked upon as vital resources to be valued, motivated, developed and enabled in order to achieve the transformation of the civil services. The training curriculum and methodology of the Academy has been drawn and shaped by these twin objectives. In the context of the Income Tax Department, the task has been rendered more challenging in the face of an economy that has been clocking a rapid growth and which is getting increasingly integrated with global economies. Intensive training in income tax and other business laws, therefore, has to go hand in hand with the deeper understanding of issues like international taxation, transfer pricing, and appreciation of international conventions. With the heightened sensitivity to issues of ethical conduct and probity in public life, appropriate training approaches for inculcating moral and ethical values in these young officers has become imperative today. Commitment to delivery of high-quality taxpayer services and quicker redressal of public grievances has become essential to every tax administrator. These challenges require fresh and creative approaches to training, since the officer trainees also come from very different cultural and educational backgrounds. We at the NADT have been addressing these challenges by devising appropriate curriculum. During the induction training program, apart from the intensive sessions on law and accounts, we have been ensuring a large number of short-term attachments to national institutions like the SEBI, Reserve Bank of India, and branches of commercial banks even, to enable the trainees to appreciate the ways in which the parallel economy can be contained. Separate papers on international taxation and transfer pricing have now been introduced to the curriculum, besides international attachments with reputed institutions in countries abroad. Experiments in teaching complex laws through case studies, group discussions, and regular assignments have yielded excellent results. On-the-job training with the backup support of our experienced trainers in the regional training institutes across the country has enabled the trainees to gain hands-on experience of live cases. Eminent speakers and personalities who have set new standards for probity in public life are regularly invited to the Academy for lectures and interaction with the trainees on ethical issues. As is well accepted, infusion of new ideas is vital for an academic institution. The Academy is now poised to take a quantum leap in the direction with the completion of the Advanced Training Center shortly. Incidentally, the foundation stone for this imposing structure, now nearing completion, was laid by the Honorable President Shri.Pranab Mukherjee as the then Union Finance Minister in 2010. We are now looking to soon initiate research activities under the aegis of a society that would be headquartered at the NADT and would be called the National Institute for Direct Taxes Research. The setup would carry out theoretical and field research on issues related to tax compliance, services delivery, risk management, revenue forecasting, and so on. Networking with other national and international institutions and exchange of new ideas would enable this institution to emerge as the think tank of the Income Tax Department in the coming years. Similarly, we are also seeking to raise each of the 7 regional training institutes as centers of excellence in their own right in identified fields based on their locational advantages. Keeping in mind the increasing relevance of international cooperation in taxation matters, the Academy has been working jointly with the training divisions of several organizations representing the developed countries as well as emerging and developing economies. These are the Organization of Economic Cooperation for Development, OECD, India-Brazil South Africa Forum, the IBSA, Inland Revenue Board, Malaysia, and the National Board of Revenue, Bangladesh. There has been a gradual increase in the number of international courses being organized at the NADT over the years. Countries like Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Malaysia are now regularly sending their tax officials for short-term training courses at the NADT. We have the potential to emerge as the training hub in tax matters for the developing countries. Learning is an infinite process. Officers at all levels are required to regularly upgrade their skills, and the guest faculty of the highest quality are invited on specialized subjects at the National Academy here. We conduct in-service training courses of topical relevance. A case in point is the first ever inter-services workshop drawing participants from all services in the country, which is going to be held at the Academy shortly. The course, sponsored by the Department of Personnel and Training, aims to share the best practices in service delivery and inter-service cooperation that could be equally emulated by others. Naturally, the physical infrastructure of the Academy and the regional training institutes has to be brought up to a level that can deliver the training objectives of the department. Serious efforts are being made in this direction now. The library of the National Academy of Direct Taxes has been given the status of a Category 4 library, which is just one level below the National Library in Kolkata. The Advanced Training Center, 48-roomed hostel for international participants and delegates, and the new mess facility for 400 officer trainees are likely to be completed in the next 6 months or so. These 115 young officers represent the success of the National Academy in meeting and overcoming these challenges. I am confident that they would serve the nation in their given role with distinction and in keeping with the highest tradition of service in public life. They would raise the bar further and make a difference wherever they are. I wish them all a bright future ahead. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Director General Training, National Academy of Direct Taxes, Shri Ujjwal Chaudhary, will now present a memento and photograph album to the Honorable President of India, Shri.Pranab Mukherjee. Director General Training, National Academy of Direct Taxes, Shri Ujjwal Chaudhary, will now present a memento to the Union Minister of State for Finance, respected Shri Namo Narayan Meena. Thank you, sir. I would now like to call upon Additional Director General 2, National Academy of Direct Taxes, Shri R. Ravichandran, to present the course report on the 65th induction course.
Honorable President of India, Shri.Pranab Mukherjee, Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Shri Namo Narayan Meena, Honorable Minister from Government of Maharashtra, Shri Shivari Mohe, Respected Revenue Secretary to Government of India, Shri Sumit Bose, Respected Member Personnel and Vigilance CBDT, Srimati Deepa Krishan, Respected Director General NADT, Shri Ujjwal Chaudhary, Respected ADG 1, Shri Shailendra Handa, distinguished guests and officer trainees of 65th batch and 66th batch of IRS, ladies and gentlemen. On this day, when the induction training program for the officer trainees of the 65th batch of IRS comes to a close, I present the course report of the 65th batch of IRS. The 65th batch of IRS induction training program, with 112 officer trainees from India and 3 officers from Royal Government of Bhutan, started the training on 19th December 2011. If you look at the profile of these officer trainees, they hail from 21 different states, and Maharashtra tops the list of states with 18 officer trainees belonging to it, followed by Uttar Pradesh 15 and Andhra Pradesh 14. 76% of the officer trainees are men, while 24% are women. 64% of the officer trainees have urban background and 36% are from rural areas. Many of the officer trainees have past job experience in central government, state government and private sector. The induction training program has undergone a change in 2009 consequent to the changing needs of the Income Tax Department, primarily on account of large-scale infusion of technology and increasing focus on taxpayer services. The sophisticated means of tax evasion, now prevalent, also has necessitated introduction of courses on accounting software and cyber forensics. The induction course included a rigorous training regimen on tax laws, general laws, allied business laws, accountancy, finance management, and management administration in IT department, information technology, techniques of investigation, and many other relevant topics. The classroom training was interspersed with the 2 spells of on-the-job training, industrial attachment and parliamentary attachment. Considering the fact that the enforcement work of the department involves interaction with other departments of Government of India, the officer trainees underwent attachment with other apex training institutions like Labasna Mussoorie, Forest Academy Dehradun, Customs and Synthesis Academy Faridabad, National Police Academy Hyderabad, and also regulatory agencies such as RBI, SEBI, BSE, NSE and NSDL. The increasing revenue stream from international taxation and transfer pricing has necessitated focus on learning the best practices around the world, and the officer trainees of 65th batch underwent international attachment with the revenue departments of countries such as Australia, Malaysia and Netherlands. This batch has many firsts. Among them was a military attachment with National Institute of Securities Market and the nationalized banks. We have a tie-up with the Nalsar University Hyderabad, and officer trainees are exposed to wide spectrum of legal enactments governing the business transactions. The tie-up with the Nalsar not only provides eminent faculty support from leading law university, but also master's degree in business taxation law for all the OTs. I wish to bring to your notice that all the officer trainees have successfully completed their master's degree requirements. The entire training has been divided into 2 modules, and every officer trainee has to appear and clear departmental examination in both the modules. I also wish to inform you that all the officer trainees of 65th batch who appeared in the examination have successfully passed the departmental examination, giving us a result of 100%. As trainers entrusted with the task of molding competent officers, we at NADT realize that the knowledge component is only part of the story. In the words of Rabindranath Tagore, the highest education is one which doesn't merely give us information, but makes our life in harmony with all existence. We therefore emphasize the acquisition of essential skill sets. The focus is also on team building, social responsibility, inculcating ethics and moral values. We also develop communication skills, both written and oral skills, with the help of experts in the field. The officer trainees have taken a lot of initiative in various club activities and have been instrumental in setting up knowledge management system of NADT and plantation in the campus. The officer trainees also have been encouraged to participate in activities as varied as marathon running and stargazing, which we believe would help them to acquire skills as diverse as endurance and reaching out beyond the known horizon. I wish to share with you 4 officer trainees have completed long distance marathon in Mumbai and Hyderabad successfully, and also 4 officer trainees have acquired black belt in karate. We believe that the development of right attitude is key to success. We have also tried to keep them grounded by getting them to participate in the activities of Social Welfare Club. Our Social Welfare Club has adopted orphanages and destitute homes. They also participate in blood donation camps. To conclude, I would like to share with the officer trainees passing out today these words of Mahatma Gandhi, which encapsulates our training philosophy. Keep your thoughts positive because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive because your words become your behavior. Keep your behavior positive because your behavior becomes your habits. Keep your habits positive because your habits become your values. Keep your values positive because your values become your destiny. We at NADT believe that they will keep the flag of IRS flying high and contribute the best to national building. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. For the graduating officer trainees of the 65th batch, this ceremony today marks the end of a sojourn, but the beginning of an odyssey. Today, they cross the threshold of the academy and step into the real world of administering the tax laws. I would request these 115 bright and young officers to rise and present themselves to the Honorable President of India, Shri.Pranab Mukherjee. May I now call upon Additional Director General 1, National Academy of Direct Taxes, Shri Shailendra Handa, to administer the Tax Administrator's Oath to the officers of the 65th batch.
Honorable President of India, Shri.Pranab Mukherjee, Union Minister of State for Finance, Shri Nagpur, Minister of Social Justice and Guardian Minister of Nagpur, Shri Shivaji Rao Moge, Secretary Revenue, Shri Sumit Bose, Member PNV CBDT, Srimati Deepa Krishnan, Director General NADT, Shri Ujjwal Chaudhary, distinguished guests and invitees, officers of 65th batch, officer trainees of 66th batch, ladies and gentlemen. On this occasion, I stand before you to discharge this pleasant duty of administering tax administrator's prayer to the officers of 65th batch passing out today. This prayer is symbolic of the resolve these officers are making today for carrying out their duties as tax administrators with dedication, honesty and hard work. At the same time, they are making a promise to the taxpayers and citizens of the country for working with transparency and sensitivity. This is in tune with the fast-changing working profile and image of the Income Tax Department, from that of being merely tax collectors to a set of dedicated and responsible government officials working as leading partners in the process of nation building through the difficult but necessary job of revenue collection without favor or fear. I am confident that these 115 young officers will strive to uphold the essence of this prayer in letter and in spirit in the years to come. Now I'll read out the prayer and the officers will repeat the same after me. Grant me the moral strength so that my integrity is never tainted while doing my tax collection duty without favor or fear. Grant me the wisdom to improve upon my limited knowledge to meet the challenges confronted by taxpayers and hold the balance between the revenue and the taxpayer. Grant me the softness in my words, both spoken and written, lending grace to my action in my task which is regarded not so pleasant by the taxpayer. Grant me the sensitivity to indicate and deal effectively and sympathetically the grievances of the public and the staff and create cordiality among those from whom and with whom I work. Grant me the understanding of human nature so that, bereft of any bias, I deal with the honest and other categories of taxpayers according to their deserts. Grant me the insight and the foresight to tackle effectively the tax evading tendency, but at the same time to do justice to the evaders without rashness or malice. Grant me all these things, dear Lord, that I may live a more useful life through serving my fellow men and through them serve Thee. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Union Minister of State for Finance, respected Shri Namo Narayan Meena, to address the 65th batch of officer trainees.
Honorable President of India, Shri.Pranab Mukherjee ji, Minister of Social Justice, Government of Maharashtra, Shri Rao Mogeji, Secretary Revenue, Government of India, Shri Sumit Bose, Member CBDT, Mrs. Deepa Krishnan, Director General NADT, Shri Ujjwal Chaudhary, Additional Director General NADT, Shri Handa, faculty members of NADT, senior officers from Government of India and state government, officer trainees of the Indian Revenue Service, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to begin by congratulating the 65th batch of Indian Revenue Service for successfully completing their induction training program. The officers of the 65th batch are extremely fortunate to have the Honorable President of India to grace this occasion and to bless them at the very beginning of their challenging careers. This generous gesture by Honorable President displays the very special place in his heart occupied by your department and its human resources that he has nurtured and encouraged for many years during his past tenures as Finance Minister of India. It also shows the great importance, trust and belief that he places upon the young generation represented by each one of you who are the architects of the future for department and the nation. I firmly believe that this rare privilege shall be cherished by you and inspire you throughout your careers. As you young and energetic officers prepare to step out from NADT to assume positions of great responsibility and face the daunting challenges of mobilizing revenue, resources to fund the nation's development needs, you have to remember that the task has to be carried out in a spirit of public service, where the taxpayer is a partner in national development. The revenue collected by you goes toward financing the government schemes and welfare measures in all the sectors, infrastructure projects, and is the lifeline for significant initiatives of the government towards inclusive development and the growth of India as a global leader in the community of nations. The challenges that you will face also include augmenting the tax base and strengthening the department through adequate infrastructure and manpower. These are tasks which you will need to carry out with maturity, fortitude, creativity and sensitivity. The vision of the Income Tax Department is to become a professional organization to partner in the nation-building process by collecting resources efficiently and to be firm yet considerate toward the taxpayer by improving and promoting voluntary tax compliance. In the last nearly 16 months, you have undergone rigorous training towards acquiring and honing specialized skill sets and exposure to courses in tax and allied laws that will aid and assist you in your future roles as tax administrators. In this era of increasing awareness and transparency and resultant expectations for better services, it should be our endeavor to effectively communicate with the taxpayers to prevent, minimize, as well as provide solutions to grievances wherever they need arises. As you take the first steps in your professional lives as IRS officers, the nation looks up to you with the expectations that you will work with honesty and sincerity, with thorough professionalism, to contribute towards building a system that cares for the taxpayers, as also enforcement of law as a fair and judicious manner. Your efforts in this direction will pave the way for generation of optimal resources for the progress and development of the nation. Once again, I wish each one of you a very successful and bright career in the service of the nation. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I would now like to invite the Honorable Chief Guest to present the medals and certificates to the meritorious officer trainees of the 65th batch who have secured the highest marks in the respective papers of the examination conducted by the examination wing of the Income Tax Department. First, we have the V.R. Akekar Memorial Gold Medal. This medal is awarded for scoring the highest marks in the examination conducted on income tax law. Shri.Pranab Kumar. Shri.Pranab Kumar, you have been awarded the V.R. Akekar Memorial Gold Medal. Next, we have the Rajbhasha Padak. It is awarded for scoring the highest marks in the examination of the official language, Hindi. Shri Lavish Shelley. Shri Lavish Shelley, you have been awarded the Rajbhasha Padak. Moving on, we have the S.A.L. Narayan Rao Memorial Gold Medal. This medal is awarded for scoring the highest marks in business law. Shri Amar Gehlot. Shri Amar Gehlot, you have been awarded the S.A.L. Narayan Rao Memorial Gold Medal. Next, we have the C.C. Ganapati Memorial Gold Medal for scoring the highest marks in advanced accounting and finance. Shri Amar Gehlot. Shri Amar Gehlot, you have been awarded the C.C. Ganapati Memorial Gold Medal. The V.D. Badami Memorial Gold Medal for scoring the highest marks in procedure of investigation and drafting of orders and reports goes to Shri Amar Gehlot. The next medal is the Chairman's Gold Medal for scoring the highest marks in management and administration in the Income Tax Department. Shri Amar Gehlot, you have been awarded the Chairman's Gold Medal. Moving on, we have the DG's Gold Medal for scoring the highest marks in information technology and operations. Shri Amar Gehlot, you have been awarded the DG's Gold Medal. The next medal is the V.R. Bapat Gold Medal for securing the highest overall score in academics. Shri Amar Gehlot, you have been awarded the V.R. Bapat Gold Medal. Finally, we come to the Finance Minister's Gold Medal for all-round performance. This medal is given to the officer trainee who has excelled in all the fields such as academics, discipline, conduct, initiative, leadership qualities, out-of-box thinking and creativity. Shri Amar Gehlot, you have been awarded the Finance Minister's Gold Medal for all-round performance. Thank you, sir. I would now request the Chief Guest, Honorable President of India, Shri.Pranab Mukherjee, to deliver the valedictory address.
Shri Namonara and Meena, MOS Finance, Union of India, Shri Shivaji Rao Mughe, Minister of Social Justice, Government of Maharashtra, Shri Shumit Bose, Revenue Secretary, Mrs. Deepa Krishna, Member, Central Board of Direct Taxes, Shri Ujjal Chaudhary, Director General, NADT, Shri Shailendra Handa, Additional Director General, NADT, Senior Officers of the Income Tax Department, Officer Trainees of Indian Revenue Service, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am indeed happy to be present amidst you at the conclusion of your training, the trainees of 65th batch of Indian Revenue Service Direct Tax. My own association with the Department of Revenue and this academy itself goes back to decades. In the early years of my ministerial career, in the 70s, I had the privilege of serving the Union Government of India as Minister of Revenue and Expenditure and Minister of Revenue and Banking, MRE and MRB, as was called in those days. And it's also the completion of a circle that I ended my political career, and when I assumed the office of the President of the Republic of India, I left my office from the North Block as Finance Minister. Therefore, when I received this invitation, I found I must visit the academy and I must bless the officer trainees who are passing out from this prestigious institute after completing a rigorous training. All my best wishes to all of you. When you are passing out of the portal of this academy, immediately you are to discharge a tremendous responsibilities bestowed on you. Many of you are aware the Income Tax Act is the oldest act of India, one of the oldest acts. As early as 1860, Mr. James Wilson introduced this tax, and I am told the then British government, when the power was transferred from East India Company to the British sovereign in 1858, considered that Indian people should be punished for the revolt of the army against the colonial rule, and some sort of punitive tax was introduced, which was known as Income Tax 1860. Of course, the total amount realized in the year 1860-61 in today's context, and when the Minister of State, Finance and Revenue Secretary are present, they will consider it as a peanut. It was just 30 lakhs. Since then, there has been evolution not only of the Indian tax structures, but the entire Indian economy. With the planned economic development beginning from 1951 with the first plan, to the completion of 11 5-year plan, interjected by certain annual plans, and when we are entering into the threshold of, in fact we have completed the first year of the 12th plan, Indian economy has undergone a sea change from purchasing power parity. Indian economy is considered as the third largest economy in the world. Therefore, the responsibilities which you are going to discharge after entering into the Indian Revenue Service is tremendous. If I understand correctly, Finance Minister of India, when he presented his budget, target for the direct tax, he has fixed 6,68,000 crores of rupees in the backdrop of 5,65,835 crores of rupees realized in the year 2012 and 13. I am happy to note that today direct taxes contribute more than 50%, 54% of the total revenue realization by the union government. Direct tax has many benefits, apart from its anti-inflationary nature compared to the two major indirect taxes of customs duty and central excise. There was a time when our revenue collections, a substantial component was from the basket of indirect taxes, and government were more than often criticized that why in terms of GDP, contribution of direct taxes to the tax revenue increased. Now it is increasing, but still it is below the target where we want to reach. It is needless to point out that tax collection is neither a very simple task nor a very popular task. The oath which you have just subscribed has mentioned that you are aware it is not a simple tax, it is not a popular act. Not only now, many years ago, when Machiavelli advised his prince how to administer the subjects, he pointed out, O king, please remember A man may forgive the murderer of his father, but he will never forgive the confiscator of his property or those whom he considered as governing his properties or dues. Therefore, in this psychology, in this frame of mind, you ought to discharge your duty. At the same time, in a democratic polity, you ought to be sensitive to the rights and privileges of the citizens. That's why several times in course of your training you have been advised that one of the most important ingredient of your duty would be your behavior to your taxpayers. You will have to keep in mind that taxpayer is a partner of you for a job which are entrusted to you to ensure that revenue reaches the target, because all our national endeavor, welfare activity, providing expenses for the security, to ensure law and order, to maintain peace and tranquility, and to protect our borders, require money. One of the major reasons of the collapse of many mighty empires in the older days was because when the state failed to pay its soldiers and security forces. Many of the developmental projects which are utmost needed cannot be taken up for the lack of resources. Therefore, resource mobilization is the most important task of any modern state. Kautilya, whose statue has been established in the academy, used to advise the king, Kosho Mula Ganda. That is the very basis of the functioning and management of the state. Series of improvements have taken place over the years in the administrations of the income tax and other direct taxes. We have taken full advantage of the technology. We have centralized the tax returns. We have simplified and mechanized the tax returns from receipt of tax forms, and we have also introduced much simplified form. One of the major complaints against the direct taxes were that it is too complex, and there was no wonder, which we have amended in the direct tax code. There was one section, rather a subsection of a section, in the Income Tax Act, which ran 60 lines, one sentence. And complexity was bound to have, because in our anxiety to achieve so many objectives, we use this instrument, which is considered as very effective instrument, taxation laws, whether to encourage charity, whether to get special funds for special purposes, always the tax laws are depended on. Therefore, modernization of the tax laws are very crucial, and which we are doing. Another important aspect which you have to discharge in the next 30-40 years, you are just entering into the service, and many of you will be on the top of the echelon. Surely some of you will be the chairman of the direct taxes, Board of Direct Taxes, members of the Board of Direct Taxes. Therefore, you will have to keep in mind that nowadays world economy is closely linked. We may like it, we may not like it. But if there is an uncertainty or spiral rise of the oil prices in the oil producing countries, it affects our economy. If there is a serious drought in some parts of the world, it affects the economy of the others. More than 3/4 of the business transactions nowadays are taking place through the various units of the multinational companies. And one of the basic objectives of these multinational companies are to locate their units in the countries where the rate of taxation is low, or many are located not physically but with an objective to evade and avoid the tax in tax havens. And it's a constant battle. Battle of wit, battle of legal instruments. Large number of avoidance of double taxation agreements, information exchange agreement have been implemented. Earlier days it was very difficult to get the information from the banking sector of some of the countries. And one of the indirect results of a very major international catastrophe, financial crisis of 2008, was that some of these recalcitrant countries are now compelled to divulge the banking information, so that it has become easier for the tax officers to track down the tax evasion and tax avoidance. But nonetheless, these are complex stuff. Transfer pricing is one of the most complicated tasks which you shall have to discharge. And I have no doubt, when you are leaving this academy, your distinguished faculty members have injected the appropriate skill in you, competence, and moreover, confidence in you. I have no doubt you will give excellent services to your motherland. Before I conclude, I would like to remind you one talisman which Mahatma Gandhi used to tell more than often, that when you take a decision, if you are in doubt, if there is a question in your mind whether you are doing right thing or wrong thing, shut your eyes. Try to remember the face of the weakest man or woman whom you have come across, and think the decision which you are going to take, whether it is going to be of any benefit to her or to him, and you will find your solution. You will not be at fault. I wish you, my young friends, young boys and girls, not to be at fault, to move ahead, to keep up the flag of this distinguished academy, which has itself has undergone a sea change since when I had the privilege of visiting it in early 70s. I congratulate the director, the department, and all the associates who have brought this change. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and guiding words. I would now like to call upon the course director of the 65th batch, Shri Rajkumar Ghosh, to propose the vote of thanks.
On behalf of the National Academy of Direct Taxes and the Director General Training, I express my deep and sincere gratitude to Honorable President of India for kind acceptance of our invitation for this solemn occasion of our Academy. Your kind presence, the words of wisdom, continued association, love and affection with this Academy, and encouragements shall be guiding and inspiring all of us to give our best in our future endeavors. I express my sincere gratitude for bestowing the meritorious officer trainees with gold medals and certificates. I also express my gratefulness to the Honorable President of India for accepting the presentation of all the officer trainees who have successfully completed the induction program for the 65th batch of the Indian Revenue Service. I further take this opportunity to express my gratitude to all the distinguished dignitaries on the dais and guests who have joined us on this momentous occasion for making it a grand success. On this occasion, I thank the District Administration, the Police, CPWD, NBCC, Municipal Corporation and other government and non-government agencies for rendering all possible help in making this program happen. I also thank the friends from press and electronic media for attending and providing coverage of this function. I take this opportunity to thank all the faculty members and officer trainees of 66th batch of the IRS and all the staff members and personnel working in NADT for volunteering their services for various functions associated with this ceremony. I thank all the parents, relatives, guests of officer trainees who have come from different parts of the country to participate and witness this solemn moment. Last but not the least, I congratulate all the officer trainees of 65th batch of the Indian Revenue Service and express my gratitude to all the officer trainees of this batch for participating in this function. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे